Hello everybody, welcome back, and here we are on another episode of Wrecked City FM. So basically nothing more than a death cross retest here on the 50 exponential on the 4 hourly. So there's your 200, and there was a 50 yesterday and another 50 today. But in amongst all of this, we've managed to get a little bit of an uptick on the Bollinger Band Centre. So that gives us support currently at 81,875. And if we were to pull back now, which we are doing, that would be a decent support. As is where we are right now, believe it or not, that's a 21 exponential. So you kind of form in formations within the moving averages again. But the last time we did that, this is what happened. Jabba-kapoom! So maybe we're going to get a small breakout on this one. If you break up from the 50, there's a good chance that you move up into this area, 89-ish area, whether it's this trend line or this incoming 200 exponential. That'll be the place for the next rejection, most likely, with a view to perhaps maybe get all the way back up to 92. But, you know, that's for the moment, that's hopium. But the 4 hourly isn't showing any massive signs of weakness, but there is that sort of resistance there on that 50 exponential. The 10 exponential also on the daily, basically for 84,000, where we saw yesterday, and again, I'll move it up there today. We do have the bullish divergence, one single drive, a decent one on the money Pionex and on the RSI. So the idea here is that normally one single occasion of divergence isn't enough. It can be. A third one is usually the ticket. So that would be a third higher low on either of these, preferably both. I might not get it, to be honest with you, but the only reason I'm saying that is that you'd like to have seen a bit more of an extension on it before it comes down. The money flow index might get it if we do make a new low, but if we do have to come down, the print on the RSI might be too low and it'll cancel out the divergence. So you just got to wait and see. You just got to wait and see. You can't really spin it in a massively bullish light at the moment, since coming down below all moving averages on the daily. And getting rejected on the 10 exponential, which is usually one of the first things to get rejected from if you're super bearish. This is where we can start to make assumptions that we're going to turn around from here. We saw this area get tagged 50 exponential on the last consolidation. Yeah, it took 6 months, but we kind of thought that was going to happen. The longer the run up, the longer the run down. In this occasion, the faster the move up, the faster the move down. Okay, so the 50 caught it last time. The 50 is where we've been here today. Well, this week, shall I say. And so you might see a turn around and get wham bam, thank you ma'am, back up to the lower 90s. If you get above 94, you'd be above all weekly moving averages. And I'd be pretty keen to say, here we go. We also saw this on the last big major pullback. So this is your bull market getting close to the peak. Super massive parabolic run up, and then a very quick sharp bang down to the Bollinger Band Centre, and then another one here, and then a bang to the 50. Similar in a way to what's happened here, so quite fast, as was the parabolic run. So maybe we're seeing that sort of rhythm and rhyme of history there. Or maybe we're not. Maybe we're just splitting hairs and fooling ourselves. But yeah, while we're here, it's reasonable to assume, as we've seen in the past, continuation. So people are saying how bad this alt season, or not even that, this the bull market, right? This bull market's terrible. I can't believe how bad the bull market is. So looking at the bull market, there's your bear market low. There's your first initial run up, 2023. There's your first sort of major pump in 2024, extended sort of early 2024, consolidated throughout the majority of 2024, made a just significant higher low, continued to rally as expected, end of 2024, peaked 2025, and higher low. So your altcoin most likely won't look like that. And I say your altcoin because most altcoins don't. And look, I hold altcoins that certainly don't look like this. So I get it. I'm not saying any of this to rub it in or anything like that. There's only a handful of altcoins really that you could have been in, that you would have benefited genuinely on this alt season, or this bull market. I get it. But when you reflect on the overall market, which is the important thing, it's a bull market still. It's a series of high highs and high lows. So I just need to put this point across, right? This isn't a bear market, not yet, right? This is a bull market, and it's a significant one still. More significant than the previous one. I know what that sounds like. It sounds unrealistic, so you can't believe what I'm saying, but this is a measure of market cap. This is a measure of money, volume coming in to the market. And you can see a series of high highs, high lows signifies that there's been plenty of money coming to this market. And it's sustained high high, high low structure. Now, on the last sort of consolidation, that one that took a long time, it was around this 50 that held, right? We had a wick below it, we had another candle below it. There was a few occasions below it, but generally that's where it turned around from. Here we are again. In that other occasion that we looked at with Bitcoin, boom, down in towards the 50, made a new all-time high. So the odds are in favor of this type of thing working out. But as I was saying on the Patreon live stream last night, amongst looking at many altcoins, which none of which, apart from one actually, I was particularly fond of the way it looked, stocks do not look happy. And so when you're trading an altcoin, you always have to look at Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin will say yay or nay to that altcoin. Even if the altcoin has a really good setup, the market trends as one. Now, Bitcoin will go up or down of its own accord, unless, of course, there's a bigger chart behind that, which wants to deny Bitcoin its gains. I put it to you that the S&P or the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones or all three will basically say yay or nay to Bitcoin. It's because they will all trend together. And this, unfortunately, I find it very difficult to find a reason to believe that this is ready to make a bounce at the moment. It's had a small bounce, but there's no divergence on the weekly. And the 4-hourly is weak. Unlike Bitcoin, where it's reclaimed its two center Bollinger Band areas, this bad boy hasn't. It really hasn't. There is divergence, which is, I suppose that's hope, but there is no reclaiming of any moving average, even on the 4-hourly, so it's weak across all time frames. So with that, do have to be a little skeptical, because if this one decides to continue to go down, so will Bitcoin, and so will Bitcoin's best friends, all the altcoins. So that's the only reason I'm going to be getting particularly bearish isn't the right word, but not looking for an immediate move back up on Bitcoin, but just because of the way the stocks present. Stocks don't present in that good way, unfortunately. So we'll just have to leave it there. There's nothing really much more to say. Bitcoin looks okay. The crypto market as a whole, structure is still intact. As for immediate upside, I think stocks will deny that. I think that's what's going to happen. Access denied by the S&P. Right, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.